Hey everyone, it's Emily and welcome to another speed build video. Today we are doing our second house for the new Willow Creek building project. I think I'm gonna call it Willow Creek development because we had Newcrest development as a thing and now we're gonna do Willow Creek development. I'm pretty sure I said this exact same thing in the video you're gonna see next week because I actually recorded that one before this, the voiceover at least, and yeah, whoops, but I think that's what we're gonna go with. And a week ago, you should have seen a video on the channel, or if you haven't seen it already, you can go check it out. But it was the first house that we're building for Willow Creek, and I was kind of saying like maybe we're gonna start working on Willow Creek, but like not totally sure. We're doing it because I think I've decided that Willow Creek is gonna be my next world to, you know, redo and fill up with my own lots. I did Newcrest first because it's an empty world already, so I figured most people would be fine, you know, plopping in some new builds in Newcrest. That's probably kind of needed, and at least to have some like more cohesive builds than just kind of a bunch of random builds, because when I used to play before I built a bunch of my own stuff, I would just kind of like fill up Newcrest with random lots I got from the gallery, and it wouldn't really look like a complete world. It would just look like a bunch of random things that I needed for specific purposes. So that's kind of what Newcrest used to be for me, but I wanted to make it like full world. And now we're kind of doing that with Willow Creek too. Actually, that is what we're doing with Willow Creek, but it's just that Willow Creek is obviously an established world in the game full of lots and sims and stuff, but I'm going to be filling it up with my own lots and sims and stuff. So I'm really excited about it. I like having a building project instead of just randomly building stuff because I build tons of things anyway, so I have always wanted to have a whole save file of like builds that I've created because lots of other people have done that. I think it's a really cool idea, and I feel like I should just channel my building energy into working on a project instead of just doing random builds. Not that I won't do random house builds if I feel like I'm in the mood to do something. I have a bunch of work in progress builds right now that I'm not totally done with that were just like random ideas that I saw on Pinterest and thought looked really cool. And also this house is starting off as a one-story house. It ends up becoming a two-story house because I'm not sure if it was when I got to the floor plan or when I was just looking at it from like the gallery view, the main screenshot that the gallery has, and I thought that it just didn't look like enough. So I decided to make it 2 stories, and I think that most of the houses in this section of Willow Creek are going to be 2 stories. Actually, I think they all will be, just so they look a little bit better together. We're going to have this section, which is kind of like the like mid-range priced house section. I don't know. I'm not doing any budgets in Willow Creek like I did with Newcrest. Newcrest was very budget based because I was thinking it was like a new community, but Willow Creek is more of an established community of families in my opinion, or that's how I'm seeing it as I'm going through and rebuilding it. So I'm not using any budgets on these houses in 2 of the sections, but in the section that the game starts off with starter homes, I am going to be using budgets, and we're going to have 3 starter homes over there. I got in 2 starter homes in my Newcrest build series, but Willow Creek just seems more residential to me than like activity based, and I put a bunch of community lots in Newcrest, so I want to focus more on houses for Willow Creek. So we're gonna have 2 sections that are either completely full of, you can kind of see which section it is just from when I zoomed out there, but this is the one where the pancakes live, and then the other one that I built the other house for last week is the section where the goths live. So those are kind of the 2 sections that I've started on, and then the 3rd section is the one with the starter homes. And like I said, I think we're gonna get at least 3 starter homes, and then maybe another house that's like a starter home but for a different starting number of sims. Like maybe if you start with a family of 3, like you start with a baby and, or a toddler, I guess you can't really start with a baby in this game, but if you start with a toddler and a couple, then maybe like a starter home for that type of budget, and then the other 2 starter homes that I haven't built yet will be for single sims. So that's kind of the plan there. And then I think I'm gonna kind of keep this is just a rundown of my thoughts of the series right now, but if you have any ideas of what you would like to see in this, definitely leave them in the comments. I am so interested to hear what you guys have to say, especially with community lot ideas, because I can always just scroll through, you know, the existing list of community lots. I can just kind of put the same community lots that were already in Willow Creek in, but just rebuild them I'm not going to be doing any renovating of EA lots just because I want it to be I want it to feel very fresh. And something that I really like about Jenba's save file, which I play in a lot in my current households that I play with on stream over on Twitch, I really love how all of the lots are completely new, all of the venues are new, so when you take your Sims somewhere, you're not like, oh, this is the millionth time I've been to the stupid Blue Velvet nightclub place in Willow Creek, but here we go again because there's nowhere else to go. I just really like how the whole world is a new feel, and it really like livens up the game for me. So yeah, I will definitely be putting in all new lots, no renovations, but like I said, anyway, the point of this was just let me know if you have any ideas of community lots you would want to see here. We have quite a few community lots in Newcrest, and I don't mind repeating any of those because we are in a completely new world. I'm not trying to like reinvent the wheel over here and make everything like completely different from each other, but if you have anything that you think would fit well with a family environment, obviously we're gonna have a huge park and we're gonna have at least one restaurant and probably a cafe, but beyond that, it's just whatever you guys think would be cool to have, because I'm not just doing this for my personal gameplay. I don't even know when I'm gonna use this save file thing, to be honest, because I really enjoy Jenba's and I think that it's probably a lot better than mine's gonna be. So if you haven't checked her save file out, I might link it in the description. I always have it linked in a command on my streams because I play in it in all of my save files over there, or my gameplay save files at least. I build every now and then, but when I'm not building, I'm playing in Jenba's save file, and it's incredible. And it's the thing that kind of like really pushed me to do this, which is kind of scary because, like I said, their builds are so great, and it's kind of makes me like never want to build again when I look at them, but at the same time, you know, it's a fun little project, and it's something that we can all work on together. And especially when I build things on stream, I'm not super into building family houses on stream. I don't know why, but I think it's just because I have so many ideas for family houses and certain ways that I like to do things, and people don't always see what I'm doing until after it's done, and so it just kind of bothers me when I'm trying to like, I have this vision and no one else sees it yet. But with community lots, I feel like everyone just has so many different takes on things and always has good ideas of different objects that we could put in that I would have never thought of on my own. So I really like that. I'm not sure for this series if I'm only going to be doing houses on YouTube and then maybe community lots on Twitch. I haven't figured that out yet, but that might be something that ends up happening. I just kind of thought about that today, so I wanted to put that out there and see what you guys over here on YouTube thought about that, and how you would want me to show off the community lots if I do them on Twitch if you're not able to make it to streams. Because I did do one on stream for Newcrest, and I did a video tour of it, but I'm not sure if you guys like those. I just tried it out just for something different, but if you do like the video tours for stream builds, let me know, and if you don't, also let me know, and let me know what you would like to see instead. You know, let me know all the things. How many times can I say let me know? I don't know, but I'm gonna try to stop now. But anyway, now that we've, you know, gotten through all of the Willow Creek development, new series, yay, stuff, this house has, I think it has 3 bedrooms, which I feel like it could have had more, but somehow it has 3. I also had the weirdest glitch, which I'll get to because I know I'm going to be reminded of it as soon as we get to the top floor, but it was a really, really weird glitch. So I want to know if anyone had that glitch too, but like I said, we'll get to it later. Why am I talking about it now? Who knows? But this room is kind of like a skill building room. You could replace that piano thing, keyboard, that's what it's called. I mean, piano, I guess, is kind of accurate too, but it's a keyboard. You can replace that with whatever skill building things you need. You could even put another computer desk in here. We've just got some bookshelves. It's a little, like, study reading type of room, but then we have a more formal office kind of on the other side of the entryway to the house, and it took me forever to get these curtains the way that I wanted them, but I eventually got it to work. And the living room is off of that little, like, I guess it's kind of like an informal study, or you could even put some kids like skill building stuff in there if you wanted to. That's what I would recommend. And this is kind of the main living space. We don't really have any other living space in this house. I really like how the backyard turned out. I feel like I actually didn't spend that much time on it, but I do like that. And this living room matches a lot. Like, it's kind of matchy, which I don't usually go for, but I also didn't know what else to do with it, and that's just kind of what ended up happening. I don't know how, I don't know why. Honestly, I don't remember exactly what furniture I used in this place. Oh, I know what I did. I used that light wood color for the chairs, and then I found that other chair that had the light blue, but the wood color was the same. So then I just matched the light blue and the white and that wood color together, and then that's what happened. But we do have some other skill building stuff in here, and then we have a nice big kitchen. The dining room, oh my god, that's my favorite part of this build. I'm so excited about it. You could kind of see what I was doing with the outside of the house, but we have the skylight glass roof situation over the dining room, and it's so pretty. I really, really love it. The glass roofs are my favorite. I think that I'm gonna try to do some type of interesting glass roof thing in all of the builds, in at least like the family house builds that don't have budget. I'm gonna try, or maybe all of Willow Creek. I don't know. I want to incorporate the glass roofs in more. I don't know anyone in real life who has like these crazy glass roof things in their house, but I think they look really cool in the game, and we might as well take advantage of them since they exist now. And I think that they're just a nice little pop of fun. I was really struggling with what to do with this house though, with all these little like extra parts of this living room area. So I just popped in a fish tank over there, which I hardly ever use. I never use those fish tanks, but it fit where I needed it to go. So this family has, I guess, a whole tank of fish, and I'm guessing they have a cat and a dog because I put the cat stuff, and then there's a pet food bowl for each of those animals. And I'm thinking that this is a family of 5 because we have 2 kids' rooms, but one of them has 2 beds in it. And then we've got, you know, a couple that could be in the master bedroom, or it could be a single parent. And then there are 2 animals. So I guess you could fit 7 Sims in this house if you had a couple and 3 kids. That's about what it would be, but I was kind of imagining that one of the parents was in the business career when I did this office, and then I ended up putting some movie posters on the wall. I think I didn't have that in the build footage, but you'll see in the screenshots, and I just wasn't sure what to put on this wall, so I ended up going with some movie posters. Oh yeah, I do put it in here. Oh, what I did do though is I changed the color of the walls right after I finished this room. I made them navy blue, so it's more like a cozy little office space. It was a little bit more bright right now, but then I went more for the cozy and that was just because I put those chairs in there, and I thought the navy blue looked nice with the chairs and all of the brown like wood accents, and they've got their globe bar in here, so I was thinking like business person. I even put one of the career rewards from the business career in here, yeah, that little pie chart thing. So yeah, I was thinking business person, maybe somehow they work in the film industry, I don't know, that's not really a thing in the game, but we can pretend. And ooh, I just zoomed in and zoomed out a bunch. But this kitchen, I never used this swatch of those counters, and I wanted to use it just because, so I ended up doing that. And I had to do some weird things with the counters because of where I wanted the stove and stuff. So I'm not totally happy with that, but it's okay. I think it works out, but that corner really bothers me a lot because I couldn't fit a real corner counter piece in there, but I think it's okay. And yeah, I'm not too thrilled with this kitchen. Sometimes I really like, the kitchens are usually my favorite part. I think it's because I tried too hard to use a different swatch of stuff. Honestly, I would recommend just changing the swatch of all the stuff in here to white, and then I would probably like it a lot better, but that's just me. But when, you know, you're building a bunch of houses for a different world, you kind of end up trying a bunch of different things just so all the houses don't look the same. And I feel like this Willow Creek is going to be very much like the houses that I would build all the time if I was just going to build a bunch of things that looked the same. Newcrest was kind of my experiment of stepping out and doing something completely different, and it did have a ton of community lots, so I did get to play around with that a lot more, which is something that I definitely wasn't comfortable with before I started that project, but now I feel a lot better about. But Willow Creek, I think at least with the family houses, it's just going to be like kind of, I don't know if I would call it like my dream family home, but it's like my favorite type of family home to build in The Sims. So I don't think that I've quite fallen into a rut of all my houses look the same, but I think you can kind of tell what my style is if you look at this house and then the house that I built last week for this series. Like, they're just very much my building style that I prefer to do all the time. If I decided that I was going to pick one style to build and I couldn't build anything else, it would be this type of thing. A nice family house with a couple kids' bedrooms and, you know, kind of like borderline modern, but not like overly modern, still nice and cozy and cluttered. But yeah, that's it. That's what I would call it. I don't think that there's one single word for that, but that's okay. And, oh yeah, there are the pet food bowls for the dog and the cat. That mat is really cute to me. I don't know why. It's like such a small little detail in the game, but it's like, oh, my cat and my dog are friends, and they have their little heart and paw mat under their food bowls, and there they are. I don't know. But I always forget to put bars in, but whenever I have a big dining room and I don't know what to put in, that's suddenly when I remember that bars exist in the game. But if I have a normal sized dining room, I never put a bar in, so who knows what's going on with that. This table, I don't know what the heck it is. It was just a little decorative thing because I didn't know what to put on that wall, and that's what ended up happening. And I guess it kind of makes sense, but it's fine. Ooh, but this beam thing, if you didn't see my, I think it was like a warm family home or something. My names are really basic right now because I kind of can't be bothered to come up with creative house names. I don't know if it's better to come up with creative house names or just to name houses basic things, but all of these house names have been super basic. And yeah, my warm fall home, I did this thing with the beams, I guess you could call them. What even is that? I guess it's like a, I struggled so much last time I was talking about this in a voiceover to come up with what the heck it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like when you do a wall and then you replace it with the little trim at the top. I don't know what does the game call that? I can't remember, but I did that in the dining room section to kind of line up with the glass roofs and like the lines in that. And I first tried it in that warm fall house build, and then I put it again in this one because I think it just looks great. I didn't do it in the house that I built last week just because that house was a little bit more modern, and I think that that section of Willow Creek might be like slightly more upscale modern. Obviously this is a very, very nice house too, but yeah, that's just kind of what I was feeling when I was doing the other one, and then when I was doing this one, I thought that we would put the beams in again, so that's that. But I really like this master bedroom. I hadn't used that swatch of this bed yet. I can't get enough of these seasons beds. Honestly, I forgot that the cats and dogs beds existed, and I used to use those beds all the time just because, you know, we got those and they were my new favorite thing, and I completely forgot about their existence until I was watching my friend Mariah Standing Simmer here on the YouTubes. I talk about her a bunch, this isn't news, but she was doing a house build and she used one of the cats and dogs beds, and she was like, oh yeah, this used to be my go-to bed, and so I decided to use it again because I've been using the seasons beds, and I was like, wow, that used to be my go-to bed too, and I just completely forgot about it because seasons. But I'm trying to go through all the seasons bed swatches, and then maybe I'll cycle back to some of the other ones, or if I'm doing a budget build, obviously I'm not going to be using these seasons beds because they're pricey. But yeah, I just want to experience all that seasons has to offer before I mix it up again. I feel like I'm overusing the seasons stuff, but it's fine. Anyone who has seasons, you're pretty much set. I mean, I do use a lot of other packs, so maybe you're not pretty much set, but you could probably get by with replacing some stuff and you would have a decent amount of the things, especially for the outside of houses. Like the seasons windows, I can't stop using them. Like I just can't. And I think that's why I like the idea of doing another building project, because if I do a building project and I'm doing like a whole neighborhood of houses, then I feel like I can justify using the seasons windows all the time, because like, guys, calm down, it's supposed to go together. Like, it's fine. I know that I'm overusing the seasons windows, but like, it's a neighborhood, it has to be cohesive. This is my excuse. So I feel like, you know, I can rationalize these things when I do stuff like this, but yeah, if you don't like the seasons windows for whatever reason, I'm very sorry, but they're gonna be here for a while. They're here to stay. But yeah, the backyard's pretty simple. I just popped in, gotta get a swing set. All of my houses are gonna have swing sets now. Don't know why, because I never had a swing set in my house. I mean, I knew people who had swing sets, so it's not like a crazy thing to include in a house, but I like putting them in everywhere. I did manage to force myself to use the monkey bars, which I haven't touched until this build since Seasons came out, because like I said, the swing set is superior to the monkey bars in my opinion, and I, you know, finally managed to put them in just because there was just the right spot for them in this backyard. And we get a little fire pit in too, I think. Yeah, we do. I accidentally pulled out the one from Get Together, which does not allow you to put seats around it, and it's actually really big, so that doesn't make much sense for a backyard, but this one does. And we've got some little outdoor chairs, which I think look pretty cute, and honestly, I would probably delete those or replace them with some more permanent looking outdoor chairs if it was like wintertime in the game, just because I feel like you would pull those out in the summer and sit around the fire, but maybe in winter it would be nice to sit around the fire, but you wouldn't have to. Okay, my computer went to sleep. There we go. Couldn't see what I was doing for a second. Ooh, I really love this kid's bedroom, like a lot. That bed swatch inspired the whole color scheme for the room. Like I said, I'm really enjoying using the Seasons beds and going through all the color swatches of them and then kind of letting that take over the whole theme of the room. Did that with the master bedroom. I've done it in a bunch of other builds recently, and now we're doing it with this bedroom. And it's just been a fun time. I think for master bedrooms, I've exclusively used the Seasons bed since that pack has come out. I don't think that I've used any other beds yet, unless it was a budget build. But for kids' bedrooms, I've mixed it up a little bit because I don't want to overuse this canopy bed thing. But I think that kids' rooms are the only time that I've mixed it up with the bedding situation. So that's something. But yeah, this girl over here, I was kind of thinking this would be like a girl's room, or like a more feminine room, but she, I think, is she into scouts? I don't know. I don't think I gave her a scouting thing, but she has a journal, so she's into, you know, writing and stuff, and she's got stuff for her friends. Oh, I put a violin in here, which I hardly ever do, and I made this cool little room for the kiddos to hang out in, and it's kind of like a branch between both of the kids' rooms. This room, oh, this is my stupid glitch that I was talking about. Okay, so it was like the floor, I had to place the beds like on my own because I could not do it for the life of me, but it was like the floor of my room didn't exist in the game. It's showing that it's there, but basically when you saw the bed not showing up, it's because it was trying to place it on the floor below it because the game wasn't sensing that I had a second floor. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it was the weirdest and most infuriating thing, and it happened when I was working on the little playroom between the kids' rooms too, and it was driving me insane. Like, oh my gosh, I was so mad by the end of this build and so over it, especially with trying to place the beds. I had to do the weirdest things to get it to work, but has anyone else had this glitch? Because I haven't had it in any other house except this one. It hasn't affected any other. Maybe it's just this lot. Maybe this lot is cursed. If you build a lot and you've happened to build on one of the lots in Willow Creek, I don't know exactly which one this is. Wait, actually, I think it says it in the top left corner, but I can't read it. It's too small. But if you can read it and you've built on this lot and you've had this issue, please let me know so that I know that I'm not going insane, but it was driving me crazy. It's happened before the... Well, this was after the crazy wallpaper lag patch happened, or the one that fixed the wallpaper lag issue. This was after that, or yeah, it was after that patch, but it was before the newest patch, the one with the gallery stuff. But the gallery patch, I was in this house and I was taking screenshots and I realized that I messed up this little room area, so I actually had to go and fix it a little bit. You'll see it in the screenshots, like the final version of it and everything. But yeah, I had to build these rooms to get things to work and show that it was actually like placing on the floor that I wanted it to. But anyway, the newest patch hasn't fixed that, so I hope that no one else had that issue, and if you have, let me know that I'm not alone. But I hope you enjoyed this build, and make sure to subscribe if you're new, because this is a build series on the channel, you know, going through Willow Creek, plopping in houses, building stuffs. So if you like house builds, I think that you'll like this series, maybe, I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed, hope you're having a great day, and I smacked my book. Let's leave now, bye!